Hello, this is Encounters with Life. I'm Sean Abigail, your host. Well, with Mark Carney, he talks about elbows up, but it's been elbows down. Has he been delivering what you expected? Canadians voted for Mark Carney because they thought that he would be the one who would be able to fight Donald Trump. He was going to be tough with Donald Trump. It was elbows up. Remember when he promised that he wasn't going to go down to see Donald Trump until Donald Trump recognized Canadian sovereignty? And then as soon as Donald Trump summoned him, he trotted down there and smiled and shook hands and said, Donald Trump is a transformative president, and all these glowing terms. Is this what you expected? Is this what you voted for? I don't think so. Now, you could say this is what needed to happen. Maybe Canadians needed to swallow our pride and give Donald Trump a bone to chew on. Okay, maybe that's true, but it's not what we voted for. Canadians voted for Carney because they thought he was going to be tough on Donald Trump. And, throughout the entire campaign, it was elbows up, elbows up. Well, he went down to Washington. He met with Trump. Said lots of nice things, and that's it. But you know what? During the election, he knew full well that he was canceling most of the tariffs. He still talked a tough game because that's what Canadians wanted. That's why Canadians were supporting him. And he knew what he had to say in order to win the election, even if it wasn't true. But in the middle of the election, he effectively canceled all of the tariffs. If that had come out, do you think he would have won as many seats as he did? I don't think so. Now, again, you could say, all right, putting in exemptions, canceling some tariffs and so on, that's what had to happen. There's give and take in these kinds of relationships. I understand that. Maybe it's what had to happen. But you know what? If Pierre Poilievre had done the same thing, the press would have been absolutely going nuts on him. And all the talking heads would have been going nuts on him. But Mark Carney, he was able to do it in the middle of the election. So let's look at the timeline. Again, something from David Jacobs. If you're on Twitter, I suggest you subscribe to David's channel, or his, I don't know what you call it, because he's a guy who makes a lot of sense. So the tariffs were canceled on April 16th. The election was held on April 28th. And the cancellation of the tariffs was published on May 7th. So while Mark Carney was walking around with his Team Canada shirt on, he's like, elbows up, I'm the tough guy, look how tough I am, he knew full well that he'd completely caved. Is that what you voted for? Are you getting what you wanted out of Mark Carney? Because you didn't vote for good government. You voted for the guy who was going to be tough with Donald Trump. You voted for the guy who was going to defend Canadian pride against the evil Americans. I don't think you're getting what you wanted. I think you're getting something completely different. I think you're getting Mark Carney's vision of just saying whatever he has to say to win an election. Well, that's what I think. What do you think? I'd love to hear your thoughts. I love reading comments, and I also really appreciate everyone who subscribes. I'm trying to grow the channel. I'm still trying to produce good content, useful thoughts. I know there's smoother channels out there. I know that there's better produced, better edited, and so on. But what I like to do is to try to present some interesting, helpful thoughts to you. So if I'm presenting something that interests you, please subscribe to the channel and leave a like too. I'm Sean Abigail. That's Encounters with Life.